It's always Jupiter, Jupiter, Jupiter. I mean, where's Uranus in all this? Oh. I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe not. Are you, baby? Here's my number, call me maybe not. Hey, I just met you. This is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe not. All the other girls try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe not. Took the time to fall, he gave me nothing at all. I borrowed steel, and I don't know how I feel. Oh, my jeans was showing, and the wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe not. Here's my number, so call me maybe not. This is crazy. Here's my number, so call me maybe not. Don't try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe not. I miss you so bad. I miss you so bad. I miss you so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. How could you? I miss you before you came into my life, because I didn't know you. Here's my number, so call me maybe not. Call me maybe not. Call me maybe not. Just don't call me late for dinner. Maybe not. I'm the guy who recorded that song. Or that was a pretty good imitation. And how are you then? From a house of a guy's own, it's Call Me, Maybe Not. Hence the song, CMMN. You can email us, by the way, if you don't see there's a phone number there. But don't call it yet. You can call that later, play the quiz. However, you can also email us if you want to get through to us for some reason. And I'm using the royal we, the us, the royal us would be, I guess, technically. Because it says if you want to talk to me, me. But I'm the only one here. Right, you guys? See? No answer. What ya know to mit number. Oh, it's backwards at you. Why it goes. Boy, it's hard to do that. What you know to at gmail.com. The number here is 608-256-3029 or 608-CLOD0X. Don't call yet. Wait for my signal. That will be... Okay, how are you then? Pretty good. Doris, you're looking especially happy today, and like you've been out in the garden maybe early in the morning with a bottle of something. Okay. And of course, we got some more good Brodsky boys, Novo coffee to give away today. I keep saying that because it's cost them a lot of money to send out these pounds of coffee. And I did want to say to Gail out there in the UK, I'm sorry, but they will not send it to the UK because they said, quote, it would cost us a fortune, and we're giving you the stuff already. So, Gail, I'll get you something else on there. Don't worry about that. I'm sorry about it. I would do it on my own dime, but, I'm not making any money at this. I'm on Social Security. What do you want from me? Do I not bleed when I prick me? What? No. Prick me. Shakespeare. Phooey, I say. Jane Austen. I was thinking that, there was a Jane Austen quiz in the New York Times. And I thought, if you see a Jane Austen quiz in your newspaper, you can be pretty certain it's the New York Times. I didn't take it because I don't even know if I've ever read Jane. I mean, I enjoy the movies. She made very good movies. And I got into that, and she was very forward-looking for whenever that was, and women's rights. But I didn't read that much. Thanks everybody who's getting a hold of us on Facebook. Would you excuse me? I'm really sorry for this. That phlegm. I maintain it's not an ordinary cold. Remember that? Simon and Garfunkel, Bookends. They interviewed people in nursing homes, and the guy says, and I maintain it's not an ordinary cold. Now I know what he means. I'm half a bookend. Facebook, what I like about Facebook best, thank you for your comments. And by the way, we're on Facebook now. You know that if you're on that now. But it's the Michael Feldman page. Well, then you wouldn't even hear this. Never mind. Facebook. You know what I like about it the best? All the events you're supposed to be at that you never heard of. You don't know who's holding them. And you don't have to go to. That's the amazing thing. A reminder, you be at Hal Smith's invitation to Pinochle. And it's so great not to have to go. No offense, Hal. So, okay, what's going on today? It's Tuesday, the 18th of July, if that's the correct X on the calendar there. I won't show you the calendar. It takes too much manipulation. We want to keep this fresh and spontaneous. July 18th, who was born? Rudolph II, the Holy Roman Emperor, one. In case there's any confusion. And Robert Hooke, the scientist, who I think invented the hookworm. I'm not sure. 1635. Gilbert White, a naturalist. William Makepeace Thackeray, Horatio Alger, Clifford Odets, Hume Cronin. You know, his name had to be a typo. It was always forget. Hume Cronin, right? Who calls anyone Hume? Hume. What was it supposed to be? Homer, maybe. And some very shaky handwriting. Anyhow, Red Skelton and John Glenn. Deaths, well, the biggest death was in 1891. Christy Warden, the Reluctant Bride, which you discover here in the Book of Days, by the way. It's Elizabeth and Gerald Donaldson. I doubt it's, you can maybe find a used copy somewhere. It's got everything you need to know about every day of every year, really. Excuse me. Once again. On July 18th, the Reluctant Bride. On July 18th, 1891, when Miss Christy Warden of Hanover, New Hampshire, refused to marry Frank Elmy, he shot and killed her. Oh, my God, that's a terrible story. I'm sorry. I didn't know how that turned out. I just saw Reluctant Bride. Oh, that's cool. That's beyond reluctant. That's terrible. Well, I hope he burns in New Hampshire. This is interesting, though. Speaking of burns, Rome burns twice on this date. No, not on the same. Well, here's the deal. Rome was sacked and burned by Brennus, a Gaul. He had the Gaul, and that's where that came from Brennus. Today, in 390 B.C., part of the capital was miraculously saved by a cackling of a flock of geese, which warned the inhabitants of the enemy's arrival. In 63 A.D., the city of Rome burned again, while supposedly, and they say while the Emperor Nero fiddled. I think that's apocryphal. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, that's about the neatest thing that ever happened. On the same day? Burned again on the same day, is that what they said? 390 B.C. and 63. See, whether we fiddled or not, if they burned on the same day, see, that would be something significant. If coincidental. Oh! God, these old heavy books. No wonder people don't have books anymore. Always catching their thumbs in them. Hi, how you doing? Good. Are you working now? My vision. This would be either someone, in their their tractor trailer. If you are, by the way, you can call in anytime. If you're in a tractor trailer and doing this, but keep your eye on it. It's on autopilot, I'm sure, but it's 608. 256-3029. Tractor trailer, open line for anyone who's a trucker. I always like the truckers. Or if you're delivering mail. This probably, you might have a break there, so you call me anytime during the show. Those two exceptions I'll make to the no call until you hear this rule. Postal carriers, especially rural. Because in the city, you can't really stop and do this. People see you and they call in on you. Speaking of which, okay. City tells employees to shut off devices during work. This applies to you when you get back there, I'm sure. It may be you, except it's in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Citizens of Vicksburg, Mississippi complain so much about city workers watching TV and using personal cell phones during business hours. How would they see that the city has banned the devices at work? WAPT TV reported Friday that Vicksburg city leaders say the ban was voted on last week following citizen complaints. Vicksburg South Alderman Alex Mansour says the city's mayor and board of aldermen voted to ban the electronics use after, there's an apostrophe after electronics. Good. Use after getting complaints that included workers texting and watching TV for reasons not related to work. Well, I think texting relates to work. Probably a lot of it relates to work, what they're texting about. Watching TV, there's, my daughter used to say when she was smaller, actually she was still in her 20s, I think she said, everything I know I learned from TV. So there's got to be something in there about work that would be useful. If you're watching MacGyver, how to make devices. That could, really do something at work there. Anyhow, Vicksburg's police and fire departments are the only exceptions that did not have to turn in their TVs. Vicksburg's police and fire departments are the only exceptions that did not have to turn their TVs in to City Hall. Well, they had to turn in their TVs, but they can't take their personal. And I mention this because if you have a personal device that you're using at work, please continue to do so, because otherwise we won't hear from anyone and you won't watch this. Anyhow, just a little protest there. And in all the news that isn't Trump, the iPhone 8, the stats have been leaked on the iPhone 8. This is exciting for no one around here. Right, guys? No one cares about it here. The iPhone 8 stats have been leaked. It's little, it's lovely, and it lights. My God, it's a princess phone. The iPhone 8. It's an iPrincess 8. Isn't that amazing? John McCain's health coverage jeopardizes the Senate health care bill. So, John McCain is in the hospital now. He's got a clot, and that's very serious. I don't mean to say it isn't. But was he going to vote against the health care or for the health care bill? He's voting for a horrible bill that disenfranchises all his constituents and followers and people who respect him. Why would he do that when he's in there on a health care bill? Should we take his away? No, of course not. Wouldn't think of it. So, Delta has told Ann Coulter further travel with Delta, she'll have to be sedated and put in the hold with the other Afghan hounds. And Delta really came back to her. She was insulting them all over the place. She paid $30 and $7 tickets, and she went ballistic. And just, if you ever see Ann Coulter boarding a plane you're getting on, change your flight. In fact, she shouldn't be allowed to fly. She should be on a no-fly list. Nobody likes her. She said that Delta said the insults were unacceptable. So the open line against today for this hotline, if you have an acceptable insult, if you have an insult, an airline insult that you feel would be accepted to the airline, acceptable, as an acceptable insult, because hers were unacceptable is what I'm trying to say. So you can call me here at 608-256-3029. Acceptable insults for airlines. That's a hotline just running throughout the show today. So they didn't say what an acceptable insult would be, so that's we got to fill in that blank there. There must be some. They say the peanuts were nice. No. Oh, the peanuts were not so nice. The peanut, she hit me in the head with a peanut when she, at Delta, they try to be cute, so they throw the bags at your face. Is that an insult, or is that actually a statement of fact? I don't know what's unacceptable. All right, so anyhow, let's see. Now, where was I there? Okay. Tesla's got a problem. The autopilot takes too long to manually inflate in the new Tesla. Of Apple's 56 new emoji, only one exploding head appears to have any real application. Well, crazy face. Zombie's going to be overused. I mean, everyone's going to. It's a big mistake. Why does Apple get to decide? Emoji, it should be a popular vote, or at least the Electoral College. Excuse me. Artificial sweeteners make you artificially fat. The Delaware, did you hear that? The Delaware-sized Antarctica iceberg is on a steady course northwest, and it should strike Mar-a-Lago by September 15. So that's cool. The mystery signal from the newly discovered dwarf star appears to be hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to work we go. Didn't see that one coming. Huh? Ha, 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 ha. Dwarf star, get it. Okay. Had these. Just had to. Okay. Let's see. The woman who was tried for laughing at Little Bo Jeff Sessions, Attorney General, laughs last. So she got off on that, I believe. And if they retry her, they're going to hear from me. Laughter. You don't ever laughter. I mean, I know as someone who needs laughter. That's something I do intentionally. The Laura Ingalls cabin in Kansas is so dilapidated, it's now the little condemned house on the prairie. That's sad. And a 59-year-old woman, and by the way, I'm not picking on older women. I noticed there's been a couple older women remarks here. I'm not picking on older women, except the one I'm condemned to life with. You know, it's mutual. Where was I? A 59-year-old woman gives birth to a 37-year-old man. That's quite a good story. And finally, and I mean that, Paul Ryan shows up on the House floor in a sleeveless dress to show he has a sense of humor and lovely shoulders, I might add. Thank you so much. And let's hear a little more of that song, shall we? Okay. Whenever you're ready with that. Okay, we don't really have to hear any more of that song. I feel pretty good about it. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe not. Okay. Good. I'm a jack of all trades. All right, and let's see now. Then we have, okay, so we're pretty good shape here. Now you could call now if you like. The number, of course, is on your screen there. Boy, is that going slow or what? What does that say? Clod. God, clod is running right across my body. How does that make me feel? Am I not a... Never mind that one. I can give you that. I have them written down here in analog. I also have here's the no one's calling news. So I have that here available if this lasts too long. The number here is 608-256-3029 or 608-CLOD. That's where the CLOD comes in. 608-CLOD-0X. Featuring today. I'm sorry, I keep bubbling up here, and I got phlegm or something. I got something. Something's going around. It's not so bad if it goes around. If it hits you, then you're in trouble. The Brodsky Boys Coffee, of course, Nova Coffee. The coffee of the day that we're giving away on the quiz today. I don't think Herb knows this or anybody knows this, but I'm picking this out myself. Tano Batak. That's a great name for a rapper, isn't it? Tano Batak. Lake Toba, Sumatra, is the origin. Producer is the Classic Bean Cooperative. Not classic in the sense of classic, but Classic, K-L-A-S-I-K, the Bean Cooperative there at Lake Toba in Sumatra. And they go out there. You know, Joe's the guy, is a world travel. Joe Brodsky goes to these spots around the world. He has his own place in Costa Rica, too. The guy is a he's probably a millionaire by now. Millionaire is nothing. But he's a coffee baron. The beans. And he knows coffee. You try to show him like a pile of dirt. He knows coffee. All right, so it's the type is a wet-hulled typica, and by that they don't mean it's typical by any means. No, Nova coffee is not typical. It's just the best around the world. It's, for example, here, look, check the new. I love the nuances the best. This is from Indonesia, of course. The nuances they have in this coffee alone, this Tano Batak herbal. To me, they're just for herbal Brodsky. Herbal is too general. Herbal could mean just a host of nuances. If they can't name the herb, whatever, then I would. Tobacco, grapefruit, and earthy. See, now earthy is the wrong tense there. Earthy is an adjective, and the rest are. Okay, let's just see who that is then. Okay. Hi, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Well, can I speak with Michael?
You could, yes. Wait a second, I'll get him.
Hey, Michael.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yeah, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
This is Shane Williams, and I'm calling you from IC Tech Pro LLC in regards to your Microsoft Windows computer. All right?
I'm sorry?
Sir, we are calling you from IC Tech Pro, your Microsoft Windows computer.
Okay, good. Very good. Nice to talk with you. All right. Okay, so the number to call then is the, he's calling from the ICC regarding my microphones in the computer. Very good. The ICC or the FCC or the WHO CC? I think he was from Uranus, my personal self. But that number to call, once again, is 608-256-3029 if you're not from the ICC, the FCC, or the URNS. Boy, it really kind of threw me off there. That's the number to call. Let's get those phones ringing. Okay, I'm going to the no one's calling news. Well, of course, you got to start with the doctors find 27 contact lenses in one woman's eye. Now, if they had found 27 contact lenses in 27 women's eyes, it's not much of a story. It's still interesting that you could actually lose a contact in your eye. I don't wear contacts. I never have. I don't know why you wouldn't know that, though. It's surprising you can lose one contact, but 27. This is I have a picture of it here. I don't know how well this will show. Okay. Yes, regarding the. Okay, and here we go. There. Yeah. That's a clump of 27 contact lenses look like if you want to try and make such a clump. Don't do it in your eyeball, however. A 67-year-old woman scheduled for routine cataract surgery in November thought it was just dry eye, causing her discomfort, she told her surgeons. But what doctors in Solihull Hospital in the UK found to be the real cause of her discomfort was much more concerning. 27 contact lenses stuck in the woman's right eye in, quote, a blue mass. The incident, I could see why she thinks she had cataracts, but they shouldn't be blue. The incident was described in an article published in the BMJ. Earlier this month. Rupai Mojaria, a specialist trainee in ophthalmology and author of the paper, said the woman hadn't complained about any visual trouble. Okay. Hello?
My name is Patrick with Oceana. I'm not fundraising, but I'm calling with an urgent request that you call your Senator Baldwin.
Okay, thank you very much. Very nice. Yes, I will call Senator Baldwin. I know her personally. And so we're getting a lot of calls here that are really annoying me. These are all the calls I try not to answer on this phone. And I really don't want to build a show. I'll call Senator Baldwin. I know Tammy very well, but I don't think I'll tell her necessarily what you would like me to. All right, so let's leave behind the contact lenses. The number here to call is 608-256-3029. Check a box on your phone there, prove that you are not a robot, for one thing. Humans hardwired to lean to the right while kissing the world over. First of all, why are they kissing the world over? I think kissing the world once would be enough. Yeah, humans are hardwired to lean to the right. But if everybody leans to the right when they're kissing, let's see, we would miss. I think it would be called missing instead of kissing. Yeah. So interesting though. Smelling your food makes you fat. What's going on here? Smelling your food makes you fat. Mice that lost the sense of smell stayed slim on a high-fat diet. Oh, that's interesting. While litter mates ballooned in weight. Roommates are bad enough, but litter mates would be just impossible. They ballooned in weight. Their litter mates ballooned in weight. That's it. So if you lose your sense of smell, what would you do then to do that? Stay slim. Just keep your nose closed, if possible. I don't know if you want to clothespin it. You don't want to have it surgically removed because smell is a wonderful thing. Well, not all smells are wonderful, but okay, that's interesting though. So, and daily crossword puzzles are supposed to make you sharper later in life. But I think the people who do crossword puzzles are sharper anyway, and they're sharper younger, they're sharper later in life. So I don't believe it. Now, this I believe. Drinking coffee leads to a longer life, a longer, happier life. I believe that, especially if it's Novo coffee from the Brodsky boys out there in Denver, Colorado, home of Novo coffee. So you could win some if you were an actual person calling in to play the What Do You Know quiz. Remember that? All right. Yes, people who drink coffee live longer. Drinking coffee was associated with lower risk of death due to heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes, and kidney disease. So consume a cup of coffee a day, and you're 12% less likely to die. So if you drink 2 cups, then are you 24% and so forth? So if you drank like 8 cups of coffee a day, you would just never die. So think about that. Make sure it's Novo coffee, ladies and gentlemen. N-O-V-O, Denver, Colorado. Look them up, novo.com, by the way, on your... okay. Let's see. Smallest star yet. No, that was the dwarf joke, which was hardly worth doing. And the Gulf of Mexico tube worm, the longest living animal in the world. Okay. Oh, I see. The Escarpia laminata tube worm can live for at least 300 years. But what kind of a life is it? Is it worth living if you're a tube worm? See, the Lord works in ironic ways. He's got a sense of humor, but he's toying with us. I don't know why he would do that, when we deserve to live 300 years, and a tube worm should just go like that. House of a Guy's Own here. Call me, maybe not. 608-256-3029 or 608-CLOD-0X. If you are a real person, only please. If not, if you're promoting something, especially yourself. We don't. That's my job here on this little smudge on the footprint of history. And let's see what else we got here. I mean, I can read to you. What would you like to hear from? Joys of Yiddish? I like to say back home. I could read from my own book. There's, yeah. Now, when I say the House of a Guy's Own, what do I mean by that? Well, it's where we are right now, and it's actually this place that I'm in, and I wish I could. I can disengage the camera at some point. I'll give you a tour. It's not much. It's a former student slum, And I've had it for most of the time of doing the radio show, and it actually saved my life because those kids were driving me nuts. And then the kids were fine. As they got a little older, they were great, and they were very entertaining and stuff, but their mother was still there. And it was crazy. So I had to get a House of a Guy's Own. That's what this is, and it's... turn that around. It's too hard. And I did write a little something about it here. And I'll read from a House of a Guy's Own here to explain the concept and why it's failing. Here's a little something. Fall is coming to a House of a Guy's Own. Time to think about raising the wheels on the mower to attempt one last pass through the thatch. Maybe doing something with the flowers, but what? They seem to grow back, regardless, so they must be perennials. The natural yard, I still got it, needs a woman's touch, but then if it had it, this wouldn't be a House of a Guy's Own. Ted Kaczynski was wrong about a lot of things, but not about having his own place. Okay, intro to a House of Guy's Own. And every guy, and by guy I mean either sex, by the way. To me it's a generic term. We always call the kids, hey, you guys, come on guys, time to... And that sticks with now. So, I mean, everyone needs a house of their own. They can go to, they can repair to, even if it's a hut, even if it's a trailer. Put it, for a while I was thinking about doing a trailer in the backyard, and just connecting a phone line so we could stay in touch. I really thought about it. We had the space back there behind. If we tore down the basketball hoop, no. House of Guys. Okay, it's just about time to say goodbye for another edition of Call Me Maybe Not. And I don't actually know why I was getting all those weird calls. Apparently they found out this number. And that was the call from Washington, I bet. And it's probably the right-wingers who are trying to make things even worse. And they currently are. I don't have anything more to say, unless you care to add something. I'd like to say this is Michael Feldman at the House of a Guy's Own. I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe not. Are you, baby? Here's my number, call me maybe not. Hey, I just met you. This is crazy. But here's my number. So call me maybe not. All the other girls try to chase me. But here's my number. So call me maybe not. Perfect for? I'd like to think so. Took a time to fall. It gave me nothing at all. I borrow steel. And I don't know how I feel. Oh, my jeans was showing, and the wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. And here's my number, so call me, maybe not. Here's my number, so call me, maybe not. This is crazy. Here's my number, so call me maybe not. Louis DeMais. Don't try to chase me. Very good stuff. But here's my number, so call me maybe not. I miss you so bad. I miss you so bad. I miss you so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. How could you...